What actor or actress stupidly left a movie franchise or TV series thinking they were too good for it, only to be never popular again?
Terrence Howard was in Iron Man 1 and was going to become War Machine. This was the very start of the Marvel movies, the MCU. He got bounced, I think, for asking for crazy money. Don Cheadle replaced him for Iron Man 2 and all the movies beyond.
Terrence Howard is completely batshit insane.
Isn't he trying to trick some African country that he invented new atoms or some shit?
I think he genuinely believes he's done that.
He's Kanye-level crazy, but without the extra fuck you money, because he wasn't smart enough to stay on the MCU train. I think he took the hustle part of Hustle and Flow a bit too literal. Dude's out here trying to scam entire governments and reinvent the wheel. But, better.
Not exactly the same as your question, but Sean Connery turned down the role of Gandalf for $30 million plus 15% of profits, which would have got him about $450M. He said he didn't understand the script. So next time he was offered a script he didn't understand, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he took it, ended up so disappointed in the product that he retired from acting.
Not for nothing, but I'm glad he turned it down. Sir Ian McKellen was perfect in that role. I cannot see anyone else pulling it off the way he did. McKellen, as several have pointed out, I messed up his name. My bad. Autofill did the work for me and I missed it. Apologies.
Agreed. I believe Christopher Lee actually auditioned for Gandalf, and they pushed him to Saruman. I think they got it right.
Christopher Lee had wanted to play Gandalf for years before the films. He was the only cast member to have met Tolkien. In the end, Christopher Lee agreed that Sir Ian was the better fit for the more action-oriented role of Gandalf.
He also famously told Peter Jackson that someone who gets stabbed in the back doesn't scream the way Jackson was instructing him to scream when Saruman gets stabbed by Wormtongue. Do you know what a man sounds like when he gets stabbed in the back? Because I do. When asked how, he responded, "I'm not allowed to tell you, just trust me." Lee was in British intelligence in WW2 running ops behind enemy lines, and near the end of the war hunting prominent Nazis. His cousin, Ian Fleming, partly based James Bond on him.
Fuck. That man was just wow. British intelligence, famous and decorated actor, the basis for one of the most loved book and film franchises, heavy metal musician with his own Christmas album. I hope we get to learn the truth breadth of that man's life one day.
Late to the party, but Stuart Townsend was the original casting for Aragorn in the LOTR movies. But during pre-production and rehearsals, he refused to practice things like swordplay, horse riding, action choreography, etc., always responding, "You'll get it on the day." Peter Jackson decided he couldn't work with him. Viggo is brought in literally on the first day of shooting, and the rest is history.
Thank Viggo's son, Alex, for pushing him to take the role. His son is a huge LOTR fan and thought it would be cool for his dad to play Aragorn. He pretty much did it for his son.
Same with Raul Julia as M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie.
For you, the day Raul Julia graced your screen as Bison was the most important day of your life. But for him, it was Tuesday.
Leo DiCaprio almost missed out on Titanic because he didn't read for parts. James Cameron said something along the lines of, "Okay, thanks for coming in." Leo responded along the lines of, "Wait, if I don't read, I don't get the part." And Cameron explained he'd be working on the film in post for several years after Leo was done filming, and he wasn't going to take the risk of casting the wrong person just because he was popular. Not quite your question, but I found it interesting. Leo's career could have been derailed if he didn't immediately humble himself to a screen chemistry read with Kate.
Christian Bale said Leo has first dibs on any movie in Hollywood now.
I remember Joaquin Phoenix giving a speech for some award where he was like, "Every actor in here always had the same problem. We'd audition, and it would go so well, and we would be so excited. Then we'd get a call from our agent and go, 'Who the hell is this kid, Leonardo?'"
I nominate Harrison Ford as the opposite. He hated Star Wars and the character of Han Solo. Thought it was all pop fantasy junk, which, to be fair, it kinda is, but it made him very rich and kept him famous. So he put on the vest and got back into the pilot seat, despite strongly disliking the franchise and his character. He even consented to come back for the sequel trilogy, despite his age and the fact that he could never spend the money, simply because Star Wars was so big it kept his name in headlines.
Doesn't qualify as being too good for it. But that actress who got booted off of The Mandalorian and is now doing really crappy conservative-funded flicks is a pretty good example.
That one blows my mind. She made controversial comments. Disney says, "Hey Gina, please tone it down a tad, thanks." So she makes more controversial comments, so Disney warns her again, saying she'll be fired if she doesn't tone it down. Instead, she doubles down and Disney comes within an inch of firing her only for Jon Favreau and Pedro Pascal to intervene and save her job in exchange for a stern talking to. After those two stuck their neck out, Gina then rewards them by making more stupid comments and comparing herself to a Jew during Holocaust. And now she's in low-budget films, sponsored by Ben Shapiro, down from having franchise opportunities on the horizon with fucking Disney. I've never seen anyone throw so much money away over something so dumb and after so many warnings.
Subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories.